Hey guys, this is Jack from the Carweekpodcast, and before the podcast starts, I just wanted to mention we found out when we put the footage in the editing software that there were some dropouts. We haven't experienced this before, but we think we found out how to fix it so it doesn't happen in any future podcasts. I'm just telling you this now because it means there may be a few jump cuts throughout this podcast, but we're going to try our best to edit it so it all makes sense. Again, sorry about this, but let's get into the podcast. Hello and welcome back to the Carweekpodcast. It is episode 6 and Connor's starting today.
Yes, I've got what I consider quite big news going over at Toyota.
Yeah?
As you know, Toyota, they've done a bit of testing with the Toyota Yaris German on the Nürburgring track, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
So instead of actually going to Nürburgring now, like most other car manufacturers are to set a Nürburgring time, they've decided to build their very own Nürburgring track in Japan. They're building it on their technical R&D facility in Shimoyama.
Yeah.
I'm not Japanese.
Are you not?
No, believe it or not, it'll be a 3.3 kilometre circuit going around the perimeter of the track.
Yeah.
They said it's going to be finished in 2023, and it's costing them around $2 billion.
Jesus.
But the thing is, they're not building just the one track around the outside.
Yeah.
They're building other courses inside, a high-speed loop around it as well, and then various other tracks to match road conditions.
So like a full test facility.
Oh, it's going to be a massive test facility to improve Toyota. So hopefully,
and I presume they can rent it out to other.
I imagine they will, but hopefully we're going to get some mad cars coming out of Toyota.
Yeah,
all
let's hope
tested
so.
on their very own track
In Japan.
in Japan. Yeah, and they plan to have 3,300 employees at this facility, mainly consisting of test drivers.
Oh.
So literally, all it's going to be is everyone ragging around Toyotas all day, every day.
I wouldn't say no to that job.
They're going to call it work. I'm going to go to work. You mean you're going to just run around Toyotas all day?
You're going to drive
Yeah,
an
pretty
Igo
much. That is going to be my job for the weekend. Like I say, $2 billion to produce. A bit expensive, but...
Yeah, it must be worth it for them then if they're willing to put
definitely.
that much into it.
That's what they're thinking it's going to do, improve the quality of their cars.
I mean, yeah, having a test track literally like on site with your manufacturing is probably what every car manufacturer dreams
I just
of.
think the boss of Toyota wanted to have some fun and couldn't be bothered to pay
That
the
as
price of
well.
a Nürburgring anymore. So he's like,
It's just for like when like everyone's off on like their holidays or something. It's just like, where's the boss at?
It's the office party track, innit?
It's just everyone's just in Yaris's or Supras. Just like, oh, that's what they do.
That's what they
That's
do.
what they do at that time.
Could you just imagine a load of Toyota Yaris Germans running around this track and everyone racing them? They're just all beating up from everyone's crashed into each other all the time.
So we were going to sell those ones, well, not anymore.
These ones are in for testing. Brand new suspension on them. What happened to them, guys? Oh, well, he pit manoeuvred me into the wall.
There's just one upside down in the trees.
One burning off in the distance, and that's it.
Do you reckon the lunch break will just consist of lap time?
See everyone,
Trying to get personal best.
How fast can you go in an hour?
you see everyone working when it gets to like 11:58.
They just run
Everyone's
for
like
the cars.
looking.
They start putting their overalls on.
Helmets on, and at 12 o'clock comes, everyone runs out the office.
But then you've got the really dedicated guy that goes in his overalls and helmet, just sits there all day with his helmet on.
Doing
And he
all this
doesn't eat
typing in
anything
racing.
for the weight reduction.
Only eats after lunch.
Someone's birthday comes round. He's like, oh, I'm giving out donuts for my birthday. Sorry, weight reduction.
No, he's the one giving them out, you know, you've got to disadvantage everyone else.
Bit of sabotage on other competitors out there. Set up their own little racing league in the test facility.
Now I think every office needs a racetrack.
If your office doesn't have a racetrack anymore, is it even an office?
It does remember the Grand Tour episode where they did the racing around an industrial estate.
They pitted the two offices against each other.
That was amazing.
The thing is, they used their own cars as well, didn't they?
And a few of them got a little smashed out, didn't they?
Yeah.
To be fair, it was class. I think that's
mate.
great.
I'd love that though. Just imagine he's sitting there. Oh, I'll do a bit of typing, send a couple of emails. 12 o'clock, let's go racing.
Let's let off some steam.
Everyone's just running around. Just imagine that you're late for a meeting. Why was you late? I was
on the
racing
test
Jimmy in HR, and he got the better of me.
He was sticking on the racing line, but he's going so slow.
He was pulling a Williams.
So that's a fun little bit of news about Toyota being built in, finished being built in 2023. Jared, if you want to carry us on with a bit of car news.
Yeah, so what I found is more sort of let's say a security problem for cars in some cars in the UK.
Right.
Where Total was saying that these cars can be broken into within 10 seconds.
Just what you want with your car, innit?
That's
really?
very reassuring.
Yeah.
So like all of these cars, it is down to them having keyless entry and start.
Mm-hmm.
And the list that there is and when they had been tested, the DS3 Crossback got stolen in 10 seconds. Same with the Land Rover Discovery Sport from 2018.
Is there any decent cars that we can steal in 10 seconds?
Yeah.
There's a BMW X3 and an Audi TTRS.
I'll take the TTRS, yeah.
Those were within 20 to 6 seconds. The the 140 ST Line X was on in 60 seconds, but can only start with a smart key.
Oh.
It can't just be
Right.
randomly
So
started.
they can get in the car.
Yeah, and in
Oh.
like 50 seconds, the A-Class A220 AMG line, same 50 seconds, but it needs a smart key to actually start the car properly.
I mean, if you're going to go through all the hassle of stealing the car, you might as well have the proper equipment to do it to
Yeah.
start with.
So like it's sort of like, yeah, and the way that I saw it explained is like the way that these cars have been sold is like normally it takes two people. They'll usually find a car parked outside of a house on a driveway.
Yeah, and I suppose they look for the specific car that they know.
Yeah, and like one person will hold a smart key device next to the car that boosts the signal meant for the key, while the other person stands close to the house with another smart.
Oh, yeah,
key.
I think I saw a video on this. One has to be by the car, and the other one has to look for the key through
Yeah.
the window,
Yeah.
and then they have to shoot the signal boost or whatever it is
Yeah.
at the key to get the
Oh, and
signal
then
off of the
pass it on
key,
to
and
their
then it
friend,
passes it on to the
and then-
person.
Yeah. And that's basically what it does, and it just fools the system into other keys naming out I'm gonna unlock and
Yeah, and
do
then
whatever.
you trick the signal and thinking it's got the key actually in the car, so you can
Yeah.
drive it around wherever you want.
pretty much. So basically, when I read through that, it just made me think, what's wrong with a normal central locking key?
I mean, I don't really like keyless entry, to be fair.
Nah,
Like,
you
just
don't
look,
feel that.
they need
secure.
a holder for it as well. Like, the amount of people you'd be like, oh, like, 'cause my friend's got the ST,
Yeah.
65 plate. It's
Yeah.
got keyless entry, keyless start. He's like, oh, I don't really know where to put the key once you're done.
Oh.
Like, you just throw it into the car and then you lose it half the time.
And
Just-
isn't it you can start it with the keyless entry, but like once you could easily drive away if the key was close, and then once you stop again, you can't start it again.
Just imagine you accidentally drop your key on the way out or something.
Mm.
You start your car, you drive away,
Yeah.
and you've lost your key completely. You don't realise where it is, and
Mm.
you're like miles away from your house.
There was one thing that I saw. It was from the DS branch of Citroen, saying that the cars are made with the keyless entry and start system, but if customers want, they can request to have it not activated,
What?
so they can use the key
Normal.
like a normal key.
Well, if you're going to do that, you might as well just make it a normal key in the first place.
Yeah, make the keyless
Yeah, no, you
entry
wanna
and start an option.
Yeah. Instead of having the optional extra.
So basically,
you
what it's
want
going to say when you buy the car, do you want normal key to start, or do you want your car stolen?
Yeah,
or do
pretty
you want
much.
the optional extra to have it normal?
Does
Yeah.
it mean that in this country that if you've got a car with keyless entry and start, your insurance is much higher because people could break in 10
I
seconds?
mean,
No.
insurance company's going to see it. It's going to be like, what do you have? Yeah, no. There's going to be like 10 grand worth of insurance.
They'll exploit anything they can.
Oh yeah.
Anything they'll do, but you know.
So when contactless cards first came out and you could buy the wallets to block it from being scanned.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you can buy key holders to block the signal from being
Well,
taken?
what it sounds like, you just got to hide your key. If they can't
Yeah.
see your key, then
Yeah.
they can't shoot the signal booster at the thing. So if you're one of the people who just chucks their key on a table right in view of a window,
In a hallway where,
a hallway
you
where
look
someone
through the
can-
letterbox.
you're screwed. I mean, you're screwed anyway, because anyone
Mm.
just break the window and nab your keys. But
Yeah.
if you do it sensibly and you put it behind stuff where you can't see it through a window, you're okay. But
Mm. There is there is technology that's being made so these thefts don't keep on happening, which is it's only now that they're starting to install, I think it's signal blockers
Yeah.
for and it's like some kind of I don't know. I think it's like some kind of infrared thing that only recognises the key that belongs to the car.
Oh, it's too technical for me
Oh,
now.
so
We're getting into signals.
So
So it can tell if the signal's being replicated and boosted.
I guess I'm not 100% accurate, so I don't take my word for
I imagine
it.
the signal would have to have its own separate identity thing, and then when they try and boost the car, when they try and nick the signal, it must not give the correct pattern of a signal or something. What they need.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just what I saw, and I'm not overly
fussed 'cause
technically inclined.
I don't have a keyless start car because I prefer a key for my car.
I don't have a car in a minute, so
I just don't have a keyless car. Can't afford one.
and I probably would never have a keyless entry car anyway.
Nah. But
So if your car is one of those, then hide your keys.
Good luck.
Just hide your keys. Good luck. Hide your wife. Hide your kids. They're stealing everything.
Yeah,
right.
we wish you the best of luck.
I think I'll do a bit of car news. So, Jack, you want to move us on to some new cars coming out?
Yes, so we have another 3 new cars to have a look at today.
What have we got this week?
The first is the Polistar 1. So Polistar 1 is Polistar's first standalone car, because that's after they became an independent car manufacturer.
Who were they linked with beforehand?
I think it might have been Volvo, because
It does sound.
yeah, I'm trying to think.
To be fair, that front looks very Volvo-esque.
Yeah, so this is based on a concept car that Volvo released in 2013. And it's a hybrid, because all the
everything's
our new
a
cars
bloody
are
hybrid.
electric.
I don't think we've ever done a car new cars where it's been petrol or
Completely
diesel.
petrol.
It's always a hybrid or an electric car at the moment.
That's because that's what the new cars are.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, the back is very Volvo as well, isn't it?
To be fair, I like it though. I don't know what it is about it.
But
do
the
like
grill
it.
as well. I like it.
Yeah, if you're watching on video, we'll bring up a picture now of the rear of the car. It just looks nice. It looks like it almost had a spoiler on it. They removed it and just thought.
No, it does. I can see the outline for it. It's a electronic spoiler.
Is it?
Oh
Big,
yeah.
So on the
Oh,
boot
nice.
lid, it's one
Oh
of those
yeah, I can see it now.
really stupid
But I think
small
it's just
ones.
the overall sleek design, isn't it?
It is a very nice design.
So the hybrid engine configuration is pretty interesting actually. Has a 2-litre supercharged and turbocharged inline 4-cylinder, which has 336 brake horsepower, and that powers the front 2 wheels. Then it has 2 electric motors that produce 218 brake horsepower, and those power the rear wheels.
Oh, so it's similar to the
LaFerrari,
one
wasn't
time Nissan GTR LM car where it was front engine
For the front
wheel
wheels.
drive, and it was meant to have a hybrid system to power the rear wheels, but they decided to race the car in the middle of development, so that's why it's not around anymore,
That makes sense.
because they stacked it.
To be fair, if you're going to have electric motors, might as well just chuck them on all wheels and get that extra launch, wouldn't you? I mean, my personal opinion. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it properly.
But no, overall, I just think it looks like a really smart, futuristic Volvo.
That dash looks really nice as well. Looks I say, like the car out, like the exterior of the car, it looks really sleek inside as well.
Yeah,
the way the dash is
carbon,
built,
big screen. Because it's almost you can tell it's like a standalone company. Because obviously Volvo can they have to stick to their guidelines. Whereas this, they've just taken it and they've ran with it, haven't they?
The thing is, I like the chrome sort of. What would you call them? Chrome
Accents.
accents. Thank you.
Yeah, all the little
Chrome
bits of
accents
trim.
on everything. I think that looks nice as well.
I like that it has to have a small little clock on the dash.
Yeah.
But
So it's nearly a
Luxury.
Volvo.
For their very first standalone car,
That
I think
is a
they've done
nice standalone
very
car.
well.
Yeah.
I assume it's automatic with flappy paddle, optional extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flappy paddle, automatic. And guess what? The next car is a hybrid. So this is the Mercedes GLE 53 AMG, and it's like a introduction to the GLE 63 that's coming out next year. It's like a little, to get you warmed
A
up.
little teaser.
Yeah. So this has a 3-litre twin turbocharged inline 6, which produces 429 brake horsepower. But it also has an interesting hybrid system, as it has a 48V mild hybrid system, that's what it's called, which adds 22 brake horsepower and 184 pounds-foot of torque. But it's only for short periods, short bursts.
Oh, right.
And the way it does this is because one turbo is normal exhaust gas driven, but the other one is an electric compressor driven by the 48V little motor.
It's sort of similar to how like F1 engines work nowadays.
With the energy recovery system.
Yeah, where I'm pretty sure it's like one turbo is sort of how you would expect a turbo to work, but the other one sort of uses, I think it's like heat.
Yeah, it's heat energy, I think, where it converts that into electrical energy and charges the battery back up, and you can get more electrical delivery from the electric motors.
Because where like you said that the hybrid part is like for short bursts, it reminds you of like when cars was first brought in for F1 in 2009, where you only had like 7 seconds worth of energy that you had to time throughout the race.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you could restore it under braking, wasn't it? Or did that not happen on Curves?
I think it that happened during the race, but like you could only use 7 seconds of it per lap.
Oh, yeah, it's not too bad.
But I mean, when you got a big heavy car like this, to have a little extra burst of power is just when you'd like.
Would you even feel it in that thing though? That thing looks heavy.
I'd say like for that little extra sort of push from the hybrid part probably works for the weight of it, just to sort of get it going a bit more.
Well, it does.
Sorry, but the car just looks like a whale of a car. It just looks heavy and fat.
Well, it does 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's limited to 155.
Yeah, German car.
But it's got all the bells and whistles like air suspension, ride control, and like
air suspension on a standard car.
Yeah, not like bags, but air suspension.
I'm gonna say bags on a normal car.
Performance brake and everything. And the interior, we can't bash it for being the same as any other Mercedes because it is different. Like with all the different vents. I think it's a nice car overall. I don't mind. Well,
I think
until I see what the GLE 63 is, I don't mind.
For an SUV type vehicle, it looks really nice because normally you get the rubbish like Land Rovers nowadays, the Discoveries, the Evokes, they can all do one. Get a BMW X6 or something. Not really a fan of that. I can do one and all.
Yeah, like
I think they've hit the nail on
Colin's
the head
not a
with
fan
this
of
one.
SUVs.
Not really.
Like you see, with me, I'm sort of like I don't really like SUVs, but out of all the ones that are around, this one does look the nicest I've seen.
It looks the part, and it sounds like it's got the power for the part.
But like I've personally like with the newer Mercedes cars, I'm not really a fan of like how they look from the back.
Yeah.
Because from the front they look how you sort of expect it, but then from the back they all sort of go.
They seem flat at the back, don't they?
They all sort of go a bit wrong.
Yeah, it's like the C class. What they done when they're done with that, they made the front really nice. Then
it's just got a really sloped back.
Just comes to the back, and they sort of just forgot about it. Like they made the rest of the car nice, and then. But this actually looks. Yeah, I like it.
So excluding this Mercedes, are there any other SUVs you like?
No, not really.
No,
Not really an SUV person, but I would take this. Was it 4-wheel drive? Did you say, or was it?
I don't have it noted down, but I presume so. Yeah.
I'd imagine so for an SUV. So until they bring out the new GLE 63 or 6 whatever, I'd buy that. I would.
Does this mean though, if you buy this brand new, as soon as the GLE 63 comes out, depreciation, you'll lose all your money and.
You might as well wait until they come out. If they look dog, buy one of these.
Yeah, if you like the look of this, then just wait a little bit longer. Wait another year and get the 63. Although it'll probably look the same. It'll just be more powerful.
Yeah.
And then moving on next.
What is this?
Another interesting car. Another electric car. So we all know Opel as like Vauxhall's like sister brand.
Yeah.
And they've released their rally variant of the Corsa E. So the Corsa E is just a normal factory standard car that they produce.
And they've now made a rally version
that Opel have made.
If they're going to make a rally car, could they at least put a big wing on the back like a rally car's supposed to?
And actually have the noise of a rally car.
And the noise of a rally car as well.
Yes.
I wonder how it would actually do in a rally, an electric car.
We got a lot of torque, don't you? So coming out corners and stuff.
Yeah, you'd be great in that. But what would the battery be like when you're going flat out constantly for, I don't know, however long a rally stage is?
Because
think you
considering
could be
like a
on
lot
the
of rally
road.
stages are like, what, 6-7 miles or something.
Yeah.
You will be quite heavy though with the batteries and that.
I was
Unless
gonna
it's literally built for the track, so you have as little as possible.
I imagine they have some slimline batteries or something.
Yeah. So this will be available from Opel Motorsport for under 46 grand. It's around 20 grand more than the normal Corsa E, and it keeps the same battery and motor as the Corsa E. However, it has rally spec suspension as you'd expect, which makes it like higher, wider.
So it's a
wheelbase
standard
a little bit
Corsa E,
longer.
but they've put different suspension on it and they're selling it for more.
Well, they've also got like FIA harnesses, everything, tow bars, and
When you buy it, it doesn't come with Opel Motorsport written down the side of your car.
it does.
Oh my god.
And also, they haven't actually confirmed many technical details, but I'd presume that it's a lot lighter than the normal Corsa E.
I imagine it would have to be for a
Yeah,
rally
stripped
spec
out.
car.
Because I know for like that, I think it was at one of the British Rallycross events that they did a demo run of an electric rallycross car. So they're trying to push it into like the world of rally, but I think with rallying it's a hard one to push because all of the manufacturers we can get a lot more power out of a 4-cylinder turbo,
And they already have the technology and the research.
And it's already
4-cylinder
proven.
turbo, no turbo lag engine. They already know what they're doing. They're already monstrously quick.
I say they're already proven on the rally circuit. No one knows how this is going to perform yet. So
One thing I do really want to mention is that it will compete in the 2020 ADAC Opel E Rally, which is like, the Mini and the Swift rallies.
yeah.
So it's a series like that where everyone is in a single make electric car, which is the Opel E, and it's going to have 15 young rally drivers. So that could be interesting.
That could be quite interesting. So basically, they've made their own rally series for electric rally cars.
For young drivers.
See, that's not a bad idea, actually, because I don't see how it would have competed against all the normal 4-cylinder turbocharged cars.
Because they're almost like different leagues. So.
To be fair, if they made it like a junior series up into rallying like that, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, but I just thought it was a really good idea that you've made this new rally car. And you're just going to make your own series, get some young drivers on board, get some publicity, get the car out there.
Yeah.
And if it turns out really good, then... But I do agree with you, and I think they should have made it look a lot more aggressive.
It just doesn't look the part.
Because when you look at like the rally cars like for the 2019 season, they are
splitters,
ridiculous.
Wings,
it's like
diffusers,
splitters and diffusers out of nowhere. The wing's the size of a hotel, and it's all on an Igo.
Yeah. Thing is, what I don't like about these like electric cars like this, when they try and make it like a performance electric car, I don't see why they see the need to put like the yellow, greeny colour down the side.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, but
it's like it's fast and it makes no
realistically,
noise.
I haven't seen the Corsa E, but I'd presume that all this is a little bit bigger spoiler, performance alloys, tyres, the decals,
I'd say they probably would have
toe
just taken
straps front and back.
they would have just taken
Apart
the
from that,
base
the
one
outside
and
looks exactly the same.
if the inside's anything, strip it all out, no dash whatsoever.
But no, good on them. I think it's a good idea.
Oh yeah, definitely with the series they're doing, I think that's going to be very good.
Opel, if you're listening, would love to come and watch a little some of the races.
Bit of rally staging, no problem.
But yeah, those are the new cars.
Out of all of
the
them,
week.
which one would you guys have?
The Polistar.
Yeah, I would have the Polistar.
Agreed. Yeah.
I just like it.
I know I said the GLE was nice, but it's nothing compared to that Polistar. That looks beautiful.
I do really like the GLE.
The thing that sold me on the Polistar though is like I like the whole part of it, but I like the fact that it's an inline 6 turbocharged and supercharged at the same time.
Yeah. When you can't decide which one you need, so you just strap both on.
Yeah, it's just like
just both do it.
Just put them in.
I have a feeling it didn't take that long to decide.
No, they probably just went, yep, and then
yes.
The boss just turned around and looked at him and went,
goes,
why haven't you
yes.
put both on already?
No, he just doesn't say any words. Just looks at the engine, sees that he's got a supercharged and turbo on it. Just looks at everyone, just goes, yeah.
This is going to be a success, guys.
And
Well
then
done.
just leaves for the day.
And then they just made an awesome exterior and interior for the car.
Yeah.
So I think we've all agreed we're all having the Polistar.
Yep. 3 of them, please.
Yeah, three of them straight over right now. Right.
So,
Now go
Time
on
for
to
some car debate.
What are we doing this week, Jack? What have we got?
How would you describe them? The 2018 muscle car, well, tuned muscle cars.
Tuned, drag style muscle cars, isn't they?
Well, mine isn't drag style.
Oh.
I wouldn't say that.
No.
I would
But, yeah,
sort of
no,
class
they're
them as, like,
definitely
hyper
tuned up.
muscle cars.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Hyper muscle cars. I think we've got the app description for them. So who's kicking us off? Jared?
Yeah, I'll start this off.
What have you got here?
I have the Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat, which it will cost you £48,500, or in the US $59,200 odd. Comes with a 6.2 litre supercharged V8 with an option of either a 6-speed manual or an 8-speed automatic.
I like how that's going to be a manual. Just see all
Yeah.
the people drifting around in one of them.
840 horsepower and 656 pound-foot of torque. 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds and limited to 168 mile an hour. Interior stuff, pretty much every single way you can connect your phone to your car. So Bluetooth, smart device integration, Wi-Fi, aux, MP3 if you still use MP3s. HD and satellite radio. Bucket seats and leather steering wheel. There is a sat nav, but that's an option if you want it. Door opener.
What?
So basically,
So you could drive up to anyone's garage and open it.
I want to park here tonight. Let me just open the garage.
It sounds like it could be that, but it's like like a device in the car that, like, when you put the same device onto your garage door, the car recognises the thing and it just opens the door. When you
Just
drive
imagine you're
at
not
it.
actually going to your
Wow.
house. You're just driving past your house and you see your
And
garage
you just
door
see the
open.
door open and close.
So you think, oh bollocks, got to run back and shut that now.
But like, yeah, all in all, I'd say it's
I just like how
very
you said it.
powerful.
I like how you said its main feature at the moment.
It only
One
has one
seat.
seat.
I hope you don't want a passenger in that car.
But don't worry though, it does only cost you $1 if you want it in.
I mean, I think I would want the extra seat just to drive around with other people in my car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To use my car as a car.
Nah, weight reduction, bro.
Oh.
gotta be like that Japanese man at Toyota.
Right.
Yeah.
I ain't eating today, bro.
So I have got the Mustang RTR Spec 3 2018. So this Mustang RTR, it is basically a normal Mustang GT, but it's got the RTR treatment. So it has a lot of aggressive styling and modifications. But overall, their main aim is to try and keep like OEM quality, even though with all the stuff they're adding.
Yeah.
So all the suspension is stiffened and they're all performance components, which means that it can go in a straight line, but it can also corner pretty well, which I'm pretty sure none of your cars can do.
Mustangs are known for hitting people.
Your car's known for not turning.
Yeah, but your car's crowd control, bro.
It turns corners. That's what I'm
It turns
saying.
corners a
there's
bit too
when
much.
there's a big event, the police call every Mustang owner and been, we need some crowd control, please. Can you just drive
It's
along?
just everyone trying to drift their Mustang and hitting everyone.
Yeah, and it gets the majority of its power from a new supercharger that's strapped on the top, loud exhaust as you'd expect, and all of the components have been track tested by like Ford performance drivers and Formula Drift champion.
Good lads.
But one example is like with their styling, is like their grille, for example, is not just a new fancy styling grille. Although they designed it to look nice, it also is meant to provide a lot more cooling to get better performance. The new supercharger means that the performance goes up to 700 brake horsepower and 827 newton meters of torque. So it's significantly less power than the others. But
a lot less power than mine.
yeah, but it's got, good throttle response because of the supercharger. Good fuel economy. And it's about 60 grand.
You say good fuel economy. I hope you're really joking for that.
Well, good fuel economy compared to yours, which isn't good fuel economy.
I'll tell you my fuel economy right now. I think it was below 20 miles to the gallon.
Your one?
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, when I
for,
watched the Grand Tour episode, I think it was the Executioner was something like
X-Assist.
X-Assist, was something like 2 miles per gallon. Your one was like 5, and this was like 13.
Yeah, it's not doing good on the fuel economy department.
yeah, but America don't care.
America, yeah, that's very true. America do not care.
America just
Who's
do what
buying a
America do.
1,000 brake horsepower
Yeah,
car to just worry about fuel?
I think that leads on to me quite perfectly there with the very good description.
Go on then.
I've obviously got the Chevrolet Camaro X Assist, the based on the normal Camaro, but they've done a little bit to it. They made it 1,000 brake horsepower, and then it's got 883 foot-pound of torque, top speed 217. All this coming out of a 6.2 litre V8 supercharger, so basically pretty much the same as everyone else. 10-speed automatic, because I don't think anyone's going to be able to control 1,000 horsepower on a manual. Definitely ain't going to work.
Don't worry,
Imagine
modified
the clutch.
Supra owners have managed it.
Yeah, and the 0-60, they haven't found out its actual specific time. They just put sub 3 seconds, and it will do a quarter mile in sub 10 seconds. So yeah,
That
It
works for
goes.
Americans because they like watching 10-second races in a straight line.
yeah, because of their attention span. Don't worry about it. This car will cost you £98,000, so just under £100,000.
Bit
So-
steep.
Yeah, a bit steep. I'm going to read you a list of all its performance modifications, right? And I need you to tell me what's missing out of here. It's got stainless steel mid-pipes, high-flow supercharger system, custom high-performance camshaft, high-strength valve springs, lightweight lifters and push rods, large intercooler heat exchanger upgrade, bigger and high-flow catalytic converters, upgraded gaskets and fluids, improved engine management calibration, Recaro bucket seats in the interior, and a couple options and extras. They put everything into the engine, but not thought how they're going to turn or stop.
And with 1,000 horsepower in a heavy car.
It's kind of necessary to turn. So you're going to be going down a brilliant quarter mile. Just hope nothing's in your... So when you try and drive this around town, you go to accelerate off a corner in the highest gear possible so you don't spin up the rear wheels.
Just in 10th. You just bogging along. Why are you in 10th? I don't want to be in 3rd.
I don't want to spin, please. Yeah,
Hmm.
I just like the little rear wing on the back as well.
This was modified by Hennessy, by the big
Yep.
Hennessy logo on the...
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but trying to find specs and like specifics for these modified ones was quite hard.
I couldn't find any
Like-
interior specifications at all. All I could find was that it had Recaro bucket seats, and I couldn't even find a good picture of the interior because everyone was too busy taking pictures of the exterior.
Same, I couldn't find any interior.
So I had to
pictures
just
of
find
the
a picture of a
RTR.
normal Camaro and put it in.
Yeah, it's like with the Hellcat, it was sort of like, it did take me a good while to find a site that had pretty much nearly everything I needed to know about it, because a lot of places was like, going through like the Hellcat Red Eye, the different versions of
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
the Challenger, where it like where like the power varies from 300 horsepower to 840 horsepower. Like, huh?
Slight difference between them numbers.
Why?
I just couldn't find any like specifically actually released 0 to 60s or anything
See,
from RTR.
That's what I don't get. They made the Hennessy made this Camaro to be sort of almost a drag monster,
Yeah,
but they don't put the specific times in it
give us
for whatever
time.
reason.
I'm spending 100 grand on it.
I'm spending 100 grand. I want to know what my sub 10-second time is on a quarter mile, please.
I think for them it's like, well, you'll find out yourself.
No.
Once you go past time screen, you gotta hope the person on the radio is quick enough to tell you how fast you did it before you hit
Before you hit the wall,
before you hit the
down
wall
the other
right
end.
at the end of the drag strip. So how fast did I go? About 9 seconds 50. Thanks. Smash.
I am now crashed. But based on exterior,
That's what I was gonna say.
Which one are we gonna put
Exterior
top?
looks. I'm sticking with the Mustang.
you're going for the Mustang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look, just
I do have to admit, it looks a great car.
it looks really aggressive.
That's one
It's got
thing
the
with all
little
these
knives.
cars.
They all look good.
They all look really
They do.
good. I like how Jared's left the picture in with the Dodge with the front splitter
Oh, yeah.
protector that everyone else leaves on for whatever reason.
How can you tell me that's not the most beautiful car?
Yeah, but then you go to the X Assist. Look at that and all.
It is nice.
I don't think you can split these really. Just look at that.
It is nice.
Look at that thing.
Jared, you believe that yours is the
Well, I want to at least compare the pictures of mine to
yeah
the rest of
yeah.
them.
So there's the back of the Camaro.
You see, I couldn't find any like pictures of the back of the Hellcat, but everyone knows that Dodge Challengers at the rear look the same from 2010 onwards.
Have you kept the same thing on the Challenger? Have they done with the normal one, where you got the two headlights and then a bit further in, it looks like it's meant to be a headlight,
Yeah,
but it's actually just a vent going straight up towards
Yeah.
the intake.
as
Yeah.
you can see on the front of it. I do have to say the one thing that I do like with the options of the Hellcat is the colour options, because I do think the colours are quite nice. Like you got the grey one, but the one
like the
that's
Nardo grey.
and like, but there was one picture I saw that I was trying to find earlier that really made me go, that looks nice. Is you can get it in a you can get it in like sort of not a bright, but not just sort of like in the middle brightness of purple.
Like a midnight purple almost.
Ish, like a brighter midnight purple, and like I say it's a dimmer lime green.
Yeah.
Coming up with all the colour configurations here.
So like you can get it in like, and obviously typical Challenger like bright orange.
Yeah.
But
And red, imagine.
Yeah, but you can also get darker colours. I'd have to say
Are you gonna
I'm not a fan of the bonnet scoops and the splitter protect, to get rid of that, please. But I have to say that like looks wise, it's nice, but it don't have the presence of the other two cars though.
So if you're not going to back your car, which one are you going to back? Because you've got the deciding vote here.
Mustang.
No, he's got the Exorcist. Look at that thing.
You see, I'm really torn on them because I do like the look of the RTR Mustang because of
the only thing
it being an RTR Mustang.
Yeah.
But I am gonna have to go with the Chevrolet though, because I just like how mad it looks.
He
I
knows.
like how mad
He
it
knows.
until it gets to the back. I think the back is still a bit lame.
They
It's
did
got
make
the
it a bit
spoiler,
tame at the back.
It's got the exhaust, but apart from that, it's just a standard Camaro back.
We'll say one thing. They did make it a bit tame at the back, only putting on the little spoiler, but I think it didn't need a massive spoiler or a massive diffuser on the back.
I don't know. I feel like it needed some kind of diffuser to set it apart from.
I don't know. I just like the look of it the way it is. You've obviously got.
But when you look at the front compared to the back, it's like they've just
you've
forgot
got
about
everything
it.
going on at the front. You just want to. You want a sort of a simpler rear. You don't want it to be.
You're in a 1,000 brake horsepower Chevrolet. Everyone's going to be behind you. You want the back to look nice.
Until you come to a corner and then everyone's in front of you.
Oh yeah, 'cause you're in a ditch.
No, so you still sticking with the Camaro, or are you swapping to the Mustang?
I'm gonna say with the Camaro though.
Camaro wins it then. So if we're gonna go on interior, where are we going?
Jared's car has one seat, so I think that's out of it.
Yeah. That is a fair point. The interior side is pretty much missing stuff.
I couldn't find a good picture of the interior, so we'll just skip over that and we'll go look at the
Yeah, because
Mustang.
I think the dash in the Camaro just looks.
They've done
weird.
such a good job on the outside. What is it with most car companies? They either do a really good outside and suck on the interior, or they do a really good interior and then the outside just looks stupid.
Yeah, it just looks like he wants to die.
Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't.
But I mean, the Mustang, I don't think it's anything too special.
None of them look
either.
special
No.
on the inside, really, do they? They all just look. Yeah. I think that's the best way to describe them all on the interior. Just
Nah.
they're there.
I'm gonna stick with my Mustang now.
I'll go with the Mustang because I just didn't like the way the Chevy looked on the inside.
I'm gonna have to go with you too, because well, having one that has a missing seat is
Sort of a problem.
a problem, and the Camaro's interior is sort of a bit.
Just imagine going to buy
Standard.
the Dodge. It's like, right, that'll be £100,000, please. I want the optional seat extra. That'll be £1,101, please. He's like, oh, right, okay.
Which would you buy tomorrow
If I had to buy one tomorrow,
in the UK?
you start. I'll let you start.
Mustang.
You're going Mustang?
Easy.
Jared?
It handles.
if
it's
it's
fast.
for-
It looks nice.
If it's for in the UK, I would probably have to go Mustang as well, because
Yeah.
I would feel it would be the easier one to drive in the UK on the other two where they're massive.
I was going to go Mustang as well.
Yeah.
As much as I was banging,
relatively thin.
as much as I was banging on about the Camaro, just the Mustang in the UK, it'd just be so much easier to drive.
Now in America, what would you take?
Camaro. All them long straights where I don't have to turn. I can unleash 1,000 horsepower so easily.
You see, if I had to drive one in the US, I would have the Hellcat. Just
Really?
to see what it's like.
So would I.
You'd have the Hellcat if you
Yeah.
use it. What?
Because
It's got, out of all of it, it's got the right amount of power to
yeah,
scare the life
Camaro
out
has
of you.
too much. It doesn't have any suspension or brakes. You literally
Yeah,
couldn't
but when
drive
you're in a
it.
car like that, you want to feel like you're about to die because
Yeah,
you
but
are
you won't-
about to
yeah, I was
die.
gonna say, you won't feel like you're about to die. You will be dying.
A burning
I'll
death.
give you that. You will actually be dead when you come to a corner. But no, but just think about it. You're going down a long straight road in the desert or something.
I've
and
got
you're like,
enough power in the Dodge.
You've got more power in the Camaro.
I don't need the more power.
You need the more power.
840 horsepower is enough to drive on the road.
Yeah, but then when someone pulls over and be like, oh, that's an amazing car. How much horsepower is that? You'd be like, 1,000. And then what are you going to do when
Yes,
someone pulls
but
over
you
and be like,
know-
oh, 883.
Yeah,
No.
but you do know though that a lot of people, when they hear 1,000, is like, are you lying or are you telling the truth?
That's when I'm going to bring
Yeah,
out
if
the
you
brochure.
pull up in the Camaro and they're like, how much horsepower do you have? 1,000. They'd be like, oh yes, so does my Golf.
Yes, but that's when you whip out the brochure to prove to everybody. And all the specs on the car, because you hopefully get that from...
Or you just try and drive faster than them.
Which you can do in the Dodge.
You... See, it depends whether you get off the line in the Camaro, just with all that power.
It was like we're gonna race it out. Like, why are they still
hang
back
on.
there? Wheel spin.
I was going to say, hang on, if you don't move off the line and you will spin it up, then that proves you've got 1,000 horsepower because you can't move.
Yeah, but you can wheel spin a 200 horsepower car.
Yeah, but this car, I feel like you dig into the ground the minute you light the wheels up just because of how fast you're going.
You end up like 100 feet underground because you've done that much wheel spinning.
And you probably moved maybe like 2 inches down the road.
It was like, oh, they're underground again.
So we've all agreed, UK, everyone's having the Ford.
Yeah.
If you're going in the US, you guys are saying you're having the Dodge. I'll have the Exorcist.
So overall, which is the best car?
I think we can rule out the Dodge.
Oh!
I just don't like.
I don't know if we can. I like it.
Really? The interior
Well,
lets it down.
I'm gonna say it now quickly. I'm going with the Mustang.
Yeah.
I think it's sick.
Jared, if you're going to fight for the Dodge, then that makes my comment at the start completely worthy that we're ruling it out.
And like I say, I am on all of them for their own reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get
But
me wrong. The
as
Dodge is
an-
good in its own aspects, but it just doesn't
Well,
have
and
a
with
lot
the
going.
Camaro, it is bloody crazy.
Yeah.
It's an insane car.
But I would
Yeah,
say,
but you're spending nearly 100 grand. You want your car to be
Yeah.
mad.
but
I just don't think I could own it.
yeah, but I would say for like like the UK, for use in the UK, and with it being easier, I would go with the RTR.
And it looks nice, and it's
Because
powerful.
That makes my comment at the very start that
It
is
does
completely
turn a
irrelevant.
bit better than the other two,
Yeah.
and actually fits on our roads.
See, as much as I said I'd love a crazy car like the Camaro, I'd only
For
want
the
it for
drag strip.
I'd only want it for certain times.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just if you're just
The same
driving
with the
around.
Challenger.
In the middle of the desert on a long straight road where there's no one,
Yes.
it would be insane.
No, it's like that's like me with the Hellcat. Is like it's got a certain place for me to enjoy using it,
Yeah.
Yes.
which be wide open roads.
See, the Ford is as it's a good crazy car,
Yeah.
but it's more of a practical crazy car. if
Well,
that
no,
makes
because
sense.
this can still, you can drive it around town, it'll handle fine. You can drive around corners, it'll be fast. But if you go on a straight, it won't scare you as much as the other two, I can tell you that, but it
Yeah.
will still scare you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
700
Sure.
brake horsepower, supercharged.
Like I say, it's a bit more of a practical crazy car.
yeah,
it will
it's
still
more
scare-
refined and there's
Yeah.
a lot more like
Yeah.
technology. in it.
Whereas the Camaro's just you either
Mental,
die or you don't.
Raw
Yeah.
power.
Depends how much luck you've got that day whether you're gonna die or not.
Mm.
So I think Ford wins it. I think
Yeah.
Mustang will win that one.
I didn't know if I was gonna, I'm not gonna lie. I
Oh.
had to fight for it.
I had to fight for the Camaro just because I picked it out of all
I
three.
thought as much
but-
as I could for the Challenger, but it's sort of like it only works in one specific way.
Yeah. When you're on the drag strip and you've got to swap over all your front tyres, strip out your dash,
Yeah.
put in the
Yeah.
new centre.
The thing is, I could actually see myself buying the RTR. I
See-
think it looks so cool.
It does. It does look sleek on the front as
But
well.
see,
The way
if-
everything comes down towards that grille.
Yeah. Like if I was to have an RTR, I would have to have like the on the lights on the grill. I'd have to have it in the way that I've seen most pictures of it in like green,
Yeah.
just the green light. 'Cause
No.
that's what makes me think RTR.
Yeah.
Is Von getting Junior's one that he uses in Formula Drift, where it's just got the green lights on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right, I think that concludes episode 6.
Yeah.
If you want to chat to us, visit us on Instagram or Twitter at Carweekpodcast.
We've been very active on Instagram.
Being very active recently. If you're an audio listener and you want to see all the pictures of the cars we were talking about, watch the YouTube version of the podcast where we put all the pictures in. Just type in Carweekpodcast on there again. You'll find it on there.
Yep.
If you are watching on YouTube, please like the video, comment what you want to see next, subscribe to the channel, and same if you're an audio listener. If you want to just give the podcast a rating on whatever platform you're on.
It would mean a lot.
It would mean quite a lot to us. And just recommend us to a friend as well.
Yeah.
If any of your friends who are into cars, just
let them know.
Let them know. So,
much appreciated.
I think that will do it for today.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
See ya.
See ya.